Guys, feast your eyes on the pinnacle of Kawasaki two-stroke development. This is a 2001 Team Chevy Trucks Kawasaki Ricky Carmichael replica bike. Ricky had his breakout season on this bike, the greatest of all time, motocrosser, went out and dominated in 01 and won every round of the 250 Outdoor Nationals. This bike was written up in all the magazine tests as the #1 2001. It had some stiff competition too. Honda had a spectacular year with their 2001 CR250, considered to be the best two-stroke Honda engine ever made. So it's the pinnacle of two-stroke development. They started switching over to four-strokes in the late 90s, and this is as good as it ever got. This is a weapon that Ricky used to absolutely destroy the competition. And what a great time to be a Kawasaki dealer or a Kawasaki team manager, because they had none other than James Stewart destroying the 125s and Ricky destroying the 250 class. You know, a great time for the team. This bike here came from a collection of 49 bikes I bought when I went up to the Unadilla National this year. This is probably the nicest of the collection, or it's definitely on the podium. Since we've got it, we've done, I think it was 35 hours of shop labor on it, and the previous owner had done quite a lot to it too. It was one of his nicest bikes, but we wanted to take it to the next level. Went right through it, top to bottom. You can see it's an absolutely beautiful example. This is considered to be the best handling and most competitive 252 strokes Kawasaki ever produced. Many riders and magazines said this 99 to 2002 was a sweet spot of the perimeter chassis and motor development. Rated at 46 to 48 horsepower, that's stout. And when I was riding it, I was thinking, this is every bit as fast as a new 250 two-stroke. The technology hasn't really improved since then very much. I know they have their fuel injection and some other things, but as far as broad power band and that hard hitting close to 50 horsepower, it hasn't really got much better. Excellent mid and top range torque, one of the strongest engines in the class, very stable at high speed, and has the Kayaba 46 millimeter forks and shock, highly tunable, plush, one of the best of the era. Excellent brakes, lightweight, 218 pounds. This is a factory level race weapon. Kawasaki poured huge R&D into these years because of their superstar roster that they're paying a fortune for. Ricky Carmichael, James Bubba Stewart, Larry Ward, and Stefan Roncada. Well, Ricky was the big hero that year. His final year on a Kawasaki before switching to Honda in 02. And this is known as Carmichael's breakthrough bike. He won his first AMA 250 Supercross championship on this bike, dominated AMA motocross, went on a 13-race win streak in motocross, and became what was known as the fastest rider in the world, and considered one of the greatest seasons ever in motocross history, his 01 season. He beat Jeremy McGrath, who was the king of SX, had a stranglehold on Supercross with his Hondas for many years. He won 7 Supercross main events, and his riding on the KX250 changed the balance of power in the sport from Honda and put Kawasaki in the limelight. He went undefeated in motos 1 through 24, 12 rounds, 2 motos, and achieved the perfect season of overall wins. That at the time was the longest win streak ever in the history of motocross, and this made this 2001 KX250 Team Chevy Trucks Kawasaki Ricky Carmichael replica one of the greatest two-strokes, legendary Kawasaki two-strokes of all time. The suspension, many felt the Kawasaki suspension was the best overall package of 2001. It's very tunable, plush, and confidence-inspiring. And in magazine shootouts, the Kawasaki KX250 was rated as the best motor and best suspension averaged across all the magazines. So it's a very special piece. Team Chevy Trucks Kawasaki graphics, Carmichael's iconic number 4, the exact color scheme he won his first 250 championship on. This is one of the most, if not the most desirable KX250 years for collectors. It has a direct tie to a historic season and a tribute to Carmichael's breakthrough dominance. So if you're looking for a world-class KX250 two-stroke, your ship just came in. Best suspension of the year, strongest motor, most stable chassis, and ranked by most test magazines the #1 250 in 2001. This is essentially a Carmichael replica representing one of the most important seasons in motocross history. It's not an exact replica of his bike. It's not a $250,000 factory bike, but it's a really nice example, that's for sure. So getting into the more specifics at the bike, if you start at the front, you'll see this is the original front wheel on the bike. It's not perfect. It's got a little flat spot in it right here, but it's got the original date code, and it's straight, and the spokes are still nice. All indications of a bike that didn't get hammered that much. It's been given a full frame off. The engine was rebuilt, new piston, new rings, new base gasket, head gasket. Carb was rebuilt, new air filter, a new FMF Gold Series fatty pipe, and you can see the silencer is a new matching FMF Power Core 2 silencer. The thing just absolutely barks. The clutch side has all been gone through, new clutch plates. The water pump's been rebuilt, has the new engine ice, engine coolant, new gear lube, and you can see the engine's been cosmetically restored. Also, the clutch side cover has been repainted. The ignition side cover has been repainted in that factory dark gold color. All of the fuel lines and fuel drain lines are new. The plug is new, and the thing just absolutely hauls the mail. Shifts perfectly, clutches perfectly, carbureted perfectly. So the heart of the beast is a monster. The forks seals were replaced. The brakes were redone. The front tire was replaced along with the tube. The front fender is new. The front number plate is new. It has the Renthal fat bars on there with the new Pro Taper quick adjust clutch with the new ODI grips on here with the new Renthal crossbar pad. The blue Outlaw Racing anodized brake mount point there. The original throttle is in good condition. The radiator shrouds have been replaced. The graphics were replaced. The seat cover has been replaced with the new seat foam. The side number plates, the rear fender. A lot of the hardware on the bike is new. It has a new Outlaw Racing anodized red brake pivot point there. The pegs are restored like new. The rear wheel is the original wheel, and it's nice and straight, indicating not too many hours on this bike before it was restored. The brake has been redone with a new Tusk protector on there, and new brake fluid, and the brake pads were replaced. The running gear, the chain of sprockets are all new. It's got a JT Racing sprocket on here with a gold chain, a new TM Designs factory edition chain guide, all new hardware for that, new mounting bolts for the sprocket, new hardware for the chain slider, which was replaced. It has the Kawasaki frame guards. The previous owner had painted the entire frame, and when we got it, it had maybe an hour ride time on it, so there were some scuff marks on the side. We took this off, we repainted the frame rails and re-clear coated the frame rails and the subframe rails. The ignition cover was painted. You can see it has all new hardware on there. I think that about covers it. The shifter is in like new condition. The pegs are mint. We showed you the frame rails. The frame rails in mint condition. There's one little ding on the other side. I think if you come over here, you'll see this side of the frame rail is absolutely perfect. There's not a single ding in this frame rail. I think there's a tiny one on the other side. We'll take a look at that. But the bike's been gone through top to bottom by us. It was given a lot of love by the previous owner. We took it to the finish line, as you can see. And on this side, you got one ding right here, about the size of a small grape. And this bottom frame rail is perfect. You got to be careful, because if any Supercross or real racer had these, they're hollow steel frame rails, and they'll get flattened out. Like I destroyed my CR500 frame, was completely flat, and I traded it in for I worked at the Suzuki dealer. They took it on a trade, and they gave me $300 for it. It was basically total. The frame was destroyed. You know, today the engine would be worth $3,000 alone or more, but that was a different time back then. So. Yep, it's got the original Kayaba stickers on the forks, which is rare to see that. And yeah, it's just a great running bike that's part of an era where Kawasaki was absolutely destroying the competition. There's no doubt in my mind, zero doubt, that if you put Carson Brown on this and sent him to any local pro race like Southwick NESC, he would absolutely destroy the new 4-strokes on this, because in New England, they allow the 252-stroke to run with the 4-strokes. And there aren't any 250 4-strokes putting 48 horsepower to the rear wheel. It just doesn't happen. So not unless it's a factory bike. So these things are definitely fun to ride, easy to rebuild. You can do a top end on this on a Saturday afternoon. You know, the original. These are the original radiators on the bike too. So if you look, you see it's got the original radiators, and they appear to be they're not warped or anything. They're in good original condition. Original radiators, original triple clamps, original suspension components front and rear, original rims. So what I would only describe as a low hour survivor that was given a full refresh. So definitely a rock solid bike, one that'll give you years of fun. Take this thing to AMA Vintage Days in Ohio and race against the vintage bikes at Unadilla for MX Rewind, or take it to the track and pull a holy against the new 4-strokes and roost them. Choice is yours. Also just replaced most of the seals. The countershaft seal for the countershaft sprocket was replaced. The shifter seal was replaced. The kicker seal was replaced. When the forks were redone, the fork seals and the dust sliders on the forks were redone. So just a really well sorted classic 2-stroke MX weapon that will absolutely be a blast to take racing, or just put it on display in your living room if you're a Carmichael or a Kawasaki guy. It's hard to deny. They call him the greatest of all time, and this is the bike that he had his first breakthrough dominant season. He just destroyed everybody on this, every single moto. Thanks for watching. God bless America.